Ladies and gentlemen, the way you talk to yourself determines your destiny. Every word you whisper to your soul has the power to make or break you. If your inner dialogue is weak, your actions will follow suit. But if your self-talk is commanding, relentless, and purposeful, success becomes inevitable. First, you need a business. How are you going to pay your bills? Very, very important. Chapter 9 of my book. First things first, cut the excuses. You're not a victim of circumstance. The only thing holding you back is your inability to own your actions. When you start saying to yourself, this is my fault and I will fix it, you immediately take control. Excuses are the language of failure. Replace them with accountability and watch your life change. Talk to yourself with brutal honesty. Look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. I've been slacking. I can do better. This isn't my best. You don't grow by sugarcoating your weaknesses. You grow by confronting them head on. If you're too soft on yourself, life will punish you for it. But when you hold yourself to a higher standard, life rewards you. But when you hold yourself to a higher standard, life rewards you. Now, while you're being honest, don't forget to affirm your strengths. Tell yourself, I'm capable, I'm unstoppable, but I'm not satisfied, and I'll keep pushing. Confidence without growth is arrogance. Growth without confidence is insecurity. Balance both, and you become a force to be reckoned with. Eliminate language that limits you. Every time you say, I can't, you're building a cage around your potential. Stop saying, I'll try. Replace it with, I will. You're not a child anymore. Words matter. Talk like a winner, and you'll think like one. Think about it. Your struggles in life, the reason you're struggling is because you eliminate it. Visualize your end game and speak it into existence. Picture yourself at the finish line, successful, unbreakable, and proud of what you've built. Say it out loud. This is my time. I'm not here to play small. I'm building something unstoppable. Speak your goals into reality, then work like hell to make them happen. This is one of the best lessons I learned, because I learned it from the most powerful coach in the world. Physical victory. Remind yourself that success is a discipline. It's not about how you feel, it's about what you do. Every day, tell yourself, I'm relentless, I'm consistent, I'm the hardest worker in the room. Success doesn't come to the talented, it comes to the disciplined. Make that your mantra. So how do you talk to yourself? Do you speak the language of a champion or a quitter? Do you motivate yourself or sabotage your progress? Your voice is your weapon. Use it to cut through excuses, doubts, and fears. Speak to yourself like the winner you are becoming. Talk to yourself like this and you'll feel instant motivation. The world won't hand you anything. You have to take it. Start now. The way you talk to yourself is the most powerful force in your life. It's the difference between conquering the day and watching the day conquer you. Your self-talk is the foundation of everything you do, and if you truly understand this, you'll realize just how much control you have over your success. The words you speak to yourself create the blueprint for your future. Every thought, every word, every phrase you repeat in your mind chips away at your destiny, either building or breaking it. If you wake up every day telling yourself you're tired, you're weak, or you're not good enough, you're sealing your own fate. You're walking around carrying that energy, and it will reflect in your actions, your relationships, and your results. You cannot expect greatness if you're constantly feeding yourself negativity. But here's a truth that will set you free. You have the power to change it all with just one thing: your words. The moment you decide to take control of your inner dialogue, everything changes. Start telling yourself that you are capable, that you are ready, and that you are worth every ounce of effort it takes to succeed. Those simple affirmations have the power to ignite the spark within you and fuel the fire of your ambition. Understand this: self-talk is not just about empty words. It's about creating a mindset that drives you forward even when it's hard. The world will test you, it will challenge you, it will try to break you. But if you're speaking to yourself like a champion, nothing can stop you. When you tell yourself that you are strong, that you are relentless, that you will never back down, you transform yourself into a force that nothing and no one can hold back. Your mind becomes your greatest ally, and it will carry you further than any external force ever could. Your self-talk is the first conversation you had with yourself every morning. What does it sound like? Does it tell you that you're ready for the battle ahead, or does it pull you down before you've even stepped out of bed? Remember, the words you use shape your reality. So start speaking like the winner you're destined to be, and watch how your world begins to shift. Enough with the excuses. If you're tired of being stuck, it's time to stop blaming everything and everyone for where you are in life. Your circumstances, they're a reflection of the choices you've made up until now. Your failures, they're stepping stones to your success, but only if you own them. Stop playing the victim and start taking full responsibility for your actions. You're not a product of your past. You are a result of what you choose to do today. Excuses are a crutch, a way to avoid the hard work, the sacrifices, and the accountability that success demands. Every time you make an excuse, you're allowing yourself to remain mediocre. You're choosing comfort over growth, and comfort never led anyone to greatness. It's easy to point fingers at your upbringing, your education, or your circumstances. But listen to me, none of that matters unless you decide to own your actions and take control of your future. You need to look yourself in the mirror and admit the truth. You're the one responsible for the outcomes in your life. No one else can fix this for you. No one else can do the work. No one else can face the pain, and no one else can push through the setbacks but you. The moment you own your actions, you take back control. You stop being a passenger in your own life, and you become the driver. You start making decisions not based on comfort, but based on where you want to go, who you want to become, and what you want to achieve. Stop feeding yourself the lie that you're powerless, that you're stuck, or that someone else has it easier than you. They don't. Everyone faces obstacles. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is that the successful ones don't make excuses. They own it. They face the hard truths, the uncomfortable realities, and they get up every single day with the determination to do better. You want to move forward? Then stop waiting for someone to save you. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. There is no perfect moment. The only time you have is right now. Every excuse you make is just a delay in your progress. Every time you blame something else, you lose precious time you can never get back. Own it. Own your mistakes. Own your setbacks, and own your triumphs. Your future will never change until you take full responsibility for your actions today. Make the decision to stop hiding behind excuses, because your success depends on it. You need to start speaking to yourself with brutal honesty. No more sugarcoating, no more hiding behind comforting lies. You want to grow, you want to be great. It's time to face the hard truth, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it stings. Most people go through life telling themselves everything is fine when they know deep down it's not. They lie to themselves because the truth is too painful to confront. But here's the thing. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in the hard, raw truth. You're not going to get anywhere by pretending you're perfect or that everything is working out just fine when it's not. You can lie to others, but the one person you cannot afford to deceive is yourself. Stop running away from the uncomfortable questions. Start asking yourself, am I doing my best? Am I holding myself accountable for my actions? Am I living up to my potential? Or am I just coasting through life, taking the easy way out? Brutal honesty means you have to look at your flaws head on, without excuses or distractions. If you're slacking off, tell yourself. If you're afraid, admit it. If you've been settling for mediocrity, stop pretending you're doing your best. You cannot fix what you refuse to face. And as much as it might hurt, you've got to own it. When you can stand in front of that mirror and say, I've been holding myself back. I've been letting fear dictate my actions, but no more. That's when the shift happens. Stop lying to yourself about where you are in life. If you want something different, you need to stop pretending that everything is okay when it's not. Acknowledge your weaknesses. Recognize where you've been slacking off. Take responsibility for every single choice you've made that's led you to this point. And once you do that, you'll realize that you hold the power to change it. No more blaming the world. No more playing the victim. The only way forward is through brutal honesty. When you speak to yourself honestly, you give yourself the power to change. You stop wasting time living in denial, and you start making real progress. It's hard, yes, but so is success. It's hard, but it's the only path that leads to greatness. So start today. Look at yourself. Really look at yourself. And have that conversation. Stop pretending you're okay with being average. You're capable of so much more. It's time to hold yourself to the highest standard and never settle for anything less. Your truth is your strength. You have to learn how to affirm your strengths, but don't you dare forget to challenge your weaknesses. The truth is, too many people are caught up in one or the other. They either spend all their time praising themselves, ignoring the areas they fall short, or they beat themselves down so much they forget to recognize the power they already have inside of them. Both are dangerous. The balance, affirming your strengths while challenging your weaknesses every single day. You are strong. You have qualities inside of you that others will never have. You've overcome obstacles that many people would have folded under. You've got fire, resilience, intelligence. These are your strengths. You need to remind yourself of this every day. When you face the world, you need to look in the mirror and say, I am powerful. I am capable. I have everything inside me to achieve my goals. And don't just say it, believe it. Own it. Your strengths are the foundation you'll build your success upon. They're what will keep you standing tall when the storm hits. But here's the kicker. Just because you have strengths doesn't mean you're invincible. Just because you've got power doesn't mean you don't have work to do. You can't get lazy with your weaknesses. It's easy to lean on your strengths, to get comfortable in the areas where you excel. But greatness doesn't come from comfort. It comes from pushing the limits of what you're capable of. Look at the areas where you're weak, the areas where you're not giving your best, and go to work. Affirm your strengths, but don't let them blind you to the fact that you've still got room to grow. Challenge your weaknesses every day. If you're not as disciplined as you need to be, then start showing up on time every single time. If you're not as confident as you should be, start practicing in front of that mirror. Start speaking up. Start walking into rooms like you own them. If you struggle with consistency, then build a routine and stick to it, even when it feels hard. Finally, strength is not just about what you're good at. It's about recognizing where you need work and not shying away from it. It's about looking your weaknesses in the eye and saying, I'm not running from you. I'm gonna master you. This is how you become truly unstoppable. When you know your weaknesses, when you recognize where you're falling short, and you make the decision to improve, that's when the transformation happens. So affirm your strengths, celebrate them, embrace them, and use them to fuel your journey. But do not neglect your weaknesses. Challenge them, work on them every day. When you do both, when you hold on to the power you've got and refuse to let your weaknesses control you, that's when you truly step into the life you're meant to live. You need to eliminate language that limits you. The words you speak to yourself are either chains that bind you or keys that unlock your potential. Most people go through life without realizing just how powerful language is. It shapes how you think, how you feel, and most importantly, how you act. Every word you say is a vote for the person you want to be or the person you'll remain stuck as. So let me ask you, what kind of language you're using? Are you speaking life into your dreams, or are you feeding your fears? When you say things like, I can't, I'm not good enough, it's too hard, or I don't have the resources, you're not just speaking words, you're shaping your future. These aren't just phrases. They're the walls that prevent you from breaking through to your next level. You're limiting yourself before you even start, trapping your own potential inside with your language. The truth is, you don't know what you're capable of until you remove those barriers. The words you use create your reality. So if you're speaking words of defeat, you're creating a life of defeat. Imagine how much more powerful you would be if you replaced every I can't with I will. Imagine how unstoppable you'd become if you replaced I'm not ready with I'm doing this now. Every time you speak words that empower you, you're shifting your mindset. And when your mindset shifts, your actions follow. You cannot afford to use language that holds you back. You cannot afford to use words that trap you in your own limitations. You have to start speaking like the person you want to become, not the person you've been. Eliminating limiting language doesn't just mean the words you say out loud to others. It means the conversation you're having with yourself. The moment you start saying things like, I'm learning, I'm getting better every day, I've got what it takes, you're moving in the direction of your success. You're telling your mind that there's no room for doubt. You're telling your body that it's time to show up, time to step into your power, time to become the person you're meant to be. When you speak with confidence, when you eliminate every word that tells you you're small or incapable, you start to align your actions with your ambitions. Every word you speak becomes a reflection of your belief in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, no one else will either. You can't expect others to take you seriously if you're not taking yourself seriously first. The most successful people in the world have one thing in common. They speak with power. They speak like they've already won. They speak like they're already the person they want to be, because they know that language is the first step in making it a reality. If you're ready to, you need to visualize the end game. And once you do, speak it into existence. What does success look like to you? What does your ideal future look like? You can't go where you're going if you don't know where you're headed. The most successful people on this planet didn't get there by accident. They knew exactly what they wanted, and they made it a non-negotiable part of their reality. They saw the finish line long before they ever crossed it. The power of visualization is not some fluffy, feel-good concept. It's one of the most critical tools you'll ever use in the journey to success. You have to picture it, see it in vivid detail. Imagine your life as it will be when you've achieved everything you're working for. See yourself in that dream job, in that dream relationship, in that dream lifestyle. And what does it look like? What does it feel like? When you visualize it, you make it real. Your mind doesn't distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and the actual one. When you consistently visualize your success, your brain starts to work toward it as if it's already happening. Your thoughts, your actions, and your decisions begin to align with your end game. But visualization alone isn't enough. You have to speak it into existence. Words are power. They are creative forces that shape your reality. When you speak your vision, you are telling the universe, this is what I'm going for. This is what I'm claiming. When you say things like, I will succeed, I am worthy of this success, or my dream life is becoming my reality, you're not just making statements. You're planting seeds, and you're setting the stage for everything you've imagined to manifest. That is the quickest and easiest way to cure. You have to say it with conviction. Speak it like it's already happening. Don't speak in terms of if or maybe. Speak in terms of when and I am. The more you speak your success into existence, the more you convince yourself that it's inevitable. The universe can only respond to what you project. If you project doubt, you'll get doubt. If you project success, the universe will align with that energy. It's love. So ask yourself, are you speaking your success? Are you speaking the life you want into existence, or are you letting your words be filled with uncertainty, fear, and doubt? You have the power to create your future, but you can't just wait for it to happen. You have to see it clearly and then speak it as if it's already yours. Every time you speak your dreams, you take one step closer to turning them into reality. Every word is another brick in the foundation of the life you want to build. The success is not a stroke of luck. It's not something that just happens to a select few. Success is a discipline. You need to remind yourself of this every single day. Most people look at success and think it's some rare gift, something that comes easily to the chosen ones. But that's a lie. Success doesn't come to those who wait. It doesn't come to those who hope, wish, or dream. It comes to those who are willing to show up day in and day out, regardless of how they feel, regardless of the obstacles in their way. Success is a daily commitment. It's a relentless pursuit. You have to remind yourself that every successful person you look up to, every person who's made it to the top, has gotten there because they have mastered the discipline of consistency. It's easy to get distracted by the shiny things, the quick fixes, the shortcuts. But let me tell you, there are no shortcuts to real success. It's about doing the work, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient, and even when you'd rather do something else. When you understand that success is a discipline, you stop expecting instant results. You stop looking for the easy way out. You know that it's the daily actions, the small decisions, the consistent effort over time that leads to greatness. That means showing up even when you don't feel like it. It means doing the things that most people won't do. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is simple. Successful people do the work others aren't willing to do day after day, even when they don't see immediate results. It's the 5 a.m. wake-ups. It's the focus when everyone else is distracted. It's the grind when the world is telling you to relax. It's the discipline to stick to your plan even when it seems like nothing is happening. And guess what? That's the real work. That's where the magic happens. Because when you make success a discipline, when you make it a part of who you are, you don't need motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Discipline is eternal.